So here are 5 use cases for AI in field medical. So number 1, starting with very basic just GPT prompting. You can leverage AI to browse through a bunch of different Congress abstracts and pick out key insights. So let's say you're prepping for ASCO. You got thousands of Congress abstracts that you have to dig through to identify the right KOLs to engage with, and so that you're properly prepared for your engagements. Well, AI is perfect for that. Feed that in. You can leverage GPT to extract different keywords or filter through the abstracts to identify the right ones for you to target, extract those KOLs, and ultimately create a better map and a plan for Congress. So that's number 1. Number 2, obviously field insights. Gen AI and GPT can be a great way to summarize field insights. It could also be a great way to start mapping out sentiment. What does sentiment look like across the various interactions? And can you start mapping out sentiment across key accounts that your team is targeting? Another application within the spectrum is, can you map out via MSL interactions where an HCP might lie in their journey? For example, are they aware of the disease? Are they aware of the proper biomarkers to test? Are they treating patients? Are they showing higher levels of confidence or competency in being able to treat those patients through interactions with MSLs? Number 3, Gen AI can be used to sit through ad board notes and various documents that you might have to synthesize insights similar to field medical insights. You can feed in various PDFs, ask it to summarize what are kind of the key topics. Are there any potential gaps that you should be addressing when it comes to your field medical or medical education strategy? Number 4, you could use GPT to help you with pre-call planning. Why not feed in all of the historical notes that you've had through your interactions with a given HCP or a KOL? You could also ask it to search the intranet for a profile of the KOL, and you can synthesize that into a pre-call plan depending on what your objective is. In fact, you even take it a step further by kind of ideating with GPT once you have that plan with how you can really approach that conversation given the materials that you had. You can effectively use it as a little bit of an MSL coach to help you engage in those conversations. Use case number 5. So if you're an MSL or you're on the field and you get a question from HCP and you want to search through whether that's internal medical material, clinical material, or potentially literature, GPT is also a really great way to be able to summarize a lot of those documents so that you can better identify which ones might address that question and prepare a proper response or a proper email. So lastly, before I leave you guys, I want to give you one caveat to using GPT for things like summarizing, analyzing abstracts, etc. You have to understand that GPT and the way that it's structured, if you're feeding it, let's say, even 100 abstracts or 100 insights, what it is not doing when you're asking it for a summary is that it is not literally going through each one and analyzing whether that note is relevant to your question. What in fact it is typically doing is in the back end, typically you'll use an architecture called RAG. You might have already heard of it. What RAG ultimately does is, let's take those 100 insights. It'll try to search for, let's say, the top 5 or the top 10. There's usually a cutoff of the most relevant insights to your question, and it'll summarize those. So if you're looking for a very comprehensive analysis, GPT oftentimes is not it. And also keep in mind, GPT can hallucinate, so you definitely want to ensure and double check that whatever it has generated, it's either provided you with some sort of references or you can double verify from the original data.